Hey YouTube, what's going on? Mark here. Happy Sunday night to all. And even though technically since I woke up so late and stayed up so long, last night going into early this morning, this will originally this video was scheduled to be uploaded by the end of tonight or sometime today, but because my sleep schedule for the last day and a half from last night after last night's Sharpie 500 going into this morning when I didn't go to bed till like 9, 10 o'clock this morning, probably because I was so excited over Zane Smith in the 38 in that 38 car running his best career Winston Cup race and finishing third. Even though it was his best career race that he ever ran, it was the second best ever Winston Cup finish since the second place at the Nashville Disaster, the 5 overtime shit show when he was a rookie for Spire Motorsports and Dave Marcus's old number, the 71. But I decided, you know what, we'll record this and put this together tonight. But since that by the time you're seeing this, the video recorded yesterday at the before the race will already be up because it's going to be uploaded tomorrow at 2 o'clock p.m. as I'm recording this when I'm getting out of work just to come back here to the house, aka the trailer, and then here into the suite before it's time to go outside in Sandy Ridge. So by the time you're seeing this, the next scheduled upload will already be up at 2 o'clock because by this video will get uploaded on Tuesday. So this is the Q&A video, the 12-year YouTube anniversary special. I want to thank you guys for your support the last 12 years, no matter who has come and gone, who's here now, who's no longer here. I mean, it really means the world to me. I mean, there's going to be a lot of new stuff, new content, a lot of new features, a lot of new touches, a lot of new concepts, a lot of new elements, and most of them that you've never seen before on this channel. Since I decided to start keeping some of the old elements with me, I decided to bring in some new, never before seen elements, to the channel starting in the 2025-26 season, which is the season where now we just started it, right with the end of Summer Explosion. After the end of Summer Explosion ended, we've officially begun the 2025-26 season. So we're about to enter the golden era, which will be hopefully starting in the 2026-27 season when most of my class of 2027 best friends in Ridgeville will start to become seniors and graduate because we're already like in the prologue, it's the prequel of the golden era with, my longtime neighbor Duke Allen Baker, the Crouch of Doom son, being a senior, and two of my best friends, one in Ridgeville in his class, and one in Avon being seniors. Zach Barnhart's a senior this year, my number one boy best friend, and mine and Emily's son, Mark Anthony Oliveras Jr.'s future godfather, Caden Clapham, aka Alex Trebek's birthday twin, being a senior. We're getting old, guys. We're starting to enter the golden era, like the golden era, little by little, and this is just the beginning, the prologue. But let's not waste any more time rambling, and get on with these questions and answer them to the best of our ability. And I already know how I'm going to put together the video, so don't worry. What you're about to see is going to be the most easiest and more unique way to put together an answer and Q&A video. So therefore, I have enough questions for everybody for me to answer, since it's not too many, but at the same time, it's enough where I can answer everybody, where nobody will be offended that I didn't answer their question. So without further ado, time to answer all these questions that I got screenshotted on my phone. So I'll put them in the video, and then I'll answer them. I'll answer them through all courtesy of voiceover, and then all of them will come in a row, and then I'll do the outro, and then we're going to call it a video, move on to tomorrow's video. The Haley's Mike's Get a 4th birthday party at 2, and then this one will be uploaded whenever on Tuesday. So here we go. First question comes from none other than my wife, Emily Jean Harrington Olivares. They asked me, when did I first become a Ricky Martin fan? And that's an easy question I can answer in my sleep. So sometime during the 98-99 season, the 1999 portion, my mom and grandmother worked in a YMCA building, where in the back of the building, because they had multiple floors, it was, babysitting hours in that little daycare they had while my grandmother worked at the front desk. My grandfather came in to work out in their gym every now and then with his late buddy, Tom Dublow. But my dad was the only one that never came in there at all, except for that one time. He brought in the 1999 Ricky Martin CD, which was his first English album, which was self-titled. He showed up unannounced to give that to me and just walked out of it. And this is your gift here, enjoy it. And then just walked away and left the building and went back home to us on the 22nd. At the time, I had a crush on this girl that was 3 years older than me and was in the same daycare babysitting hours class, Nicole Pugsley, and we were sitting next to each other at the art table together. I had my CD player with me. I put the CD in the player, put the headphones on. I already knew Livin' La Vida Loca was a big deal before I became a super fan. When I finally got to listen to it up close and personal myself, I instantly fell in love. I let her listen to it a little bit. It was track one, the English version. And as they all say, the rest is history. I literally grew up with his music along with Spanish music as a whole, and as well as many types of Latin music. So it just stuck with me due to my dad and his side of the family being full-on Puerto Ricans, and some members of my mom's family being Puerto Rican. So that's why Latino music has been my number one music genre of all. And because of how I discovered Ricky Martin, he's been my number one in music since that day. You know, March 27, 1999, when Livin' La Vida Loca was released to the public for the first time. Even though, to be fair, I didn't get the album that had Livin' La Vida Loca in English and Spanish and all the other 12 songs I was on it until like after May 11th when it came out. So sometime between March 27th and May 11th and beyond, I got the CD and became a fan. So thanks for your question, my love. So I'll see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow at work as I'm recording this, even though this will be scheduled for a Tuesday upload. Okay, double feature questions to answer. So Colin Reitzel, my cousin on my stepmom's side of the family, and Anthony Luzzi, a real life friend that goes to school with my cousin Bryn Mulaney and my neighbor Kaden Bonacci, asked me, have I ever been to a NASCAR race? Oh, hell yeah, I have. I go to MIS every year except for the 2020, the COVID year, because no fans allowed. 2024-25, we decided to take the year off. But 2026, with me and my dad, hopefully we'll plan to make a grand old return to MIS. And this year, we will be going to the Checker Auto Parts 500 at Phoenix, the last championship race there for NASCAR for now, until they start rotating the championship race starting in 2027. And my dream race to watch in person, okay, that's a tough one. I'm going to narrow it down to two. First off, the Pepsi 400 at Daytona, even though I wish I could have done that during 4th of July when it was on that race weekend, but my dad didn't have that kind of money back then. I know I'm potentially going to Homestead next year when it's in the season finale again for 1 year. That, Space Metal Ferrari and his crew want to take me. And I said, well, you could take me as long as my dad can come too, because I want to make sure someone responsible for me is there too. So therefore, I want to make sure I'm safe as long as my dad's there too. And my other dream race, well, let's do two more. I fucking lied. The Mountain Dew Southern 500 at Darlington during the chase for the Cup, as well as any Talladega race, whether it be the Aaron's 499 in the spring or the EA Sports 500 in the fall, also during the chase. So that would be fucking awesome to watch. Or any legit night race, not like a fake night race that's not supposed to be a night race. So, for example, 2012 Daytona 500 or any Daytona 500 after 2005 that started in the daytime but ended at the crack of dusk going into the nighttime hours. So yeah, any legit night race that's meant to be a night race, not a day race that ends up is supposed to be meant to be a day race, but ends up taking so long or starts so late that it turns out that day race turns into a night race at the end. So in my book, those are not real night races. Not to mention, I was also at the 2015 UAW Daimler Chrysler 400 for my Elliott Sadler 21st birthday. The 2006 Brickyard 400, and I was 12. And of course, I mentioned 2012 Daytona 500. That was my 18th birthday present. So I've been to every Crown Jewel race you can think of, except for the Mountain Dew Southern 500 at Darlington. So I want to scratch that off my bucket list. But as far as Talladega and Darlington go, because of a disturbing story I heard about a black man darker than me getting attacked by racists, I have to be extra careful as a black man myself that doesn't happen to me if I'm even brave enough to go to Dega or Darlington. Oh yeah, and one more race I did forget to mention. An Xfinity race I was at, or Busch Grand National, was Mid-Ohio in 2014. That's the only road course race I've ever attended. One of my real life best friends, Gavin McMullen, asked me what was my reaction to hitting 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Well, I'll let this image do the talking.
Who can say where the road goes, where the day flows? Only time.
Ryan Donnelly asks, one, what has been your favorite video you've ever made? Two, what are your expectations for the Spurs this upcoming season? I'll have more on the Spurs when the Spurs Roundup podcast starts, when around the time the Spurs season, as well as NBA season alone and basketball season in general across the nation, let alone the country, starts, come October, okay, which is, around the corner. It's only a month away. And what has been my favorite video I've ever made? I have so many favorites. I can't pick one, but if I had to narrow it down by one, it would be any of the Tim Duncan Can I Recreate episodes I've ever recorded, because it's not often that I get to record those, or maybe even Garra Acción y Sudor, which are normally summer series, but starting this year, I will, revive those series for like winter one-offs, so at least once a year come, winter production each and every season. So I will do it when all of you at least expect it, and it'll all be in like indoor facilities when the weather's bad outside and way too damn cold to be filming that stuff out there. Nick Dante is one of my show peeps, by the way. Shout out to you from Disney Channel Saturdays. What's your favorite thing about being a content creator? And there's so many favorites of that too, and I can't pick one. But if I had to narrow it down to one, it would be being creative and having the ability to like make content with friends, whether it be on my channel or collab crossing over with them on their channels, whether I'm recording at the same time as them or not. So that's what I look forward to doing, hopefully, throughout the rest of this current season of fall production, known as Season 5 of Adventures in Autumn, going into the 5th season of winter production come December 1st, titled Season 5 of Winter Wonderland. One of my real-life friends that works with Emily and I, Gavin, asked me, what inspired you to create your channel? I really don't know. All I could say is I was at a young age back then. I had prototype YouTube channels when I was underage, but I did do nothing with them. I was only experimenting. And since those never stuck and I didn't know how to, the qualities of being a full-on YouTuber yet, like I eventually did when I went from Leonard and Redford, Michigan to Sandhurst and Brook Park, Ohio, I really didn't do anything with it in terms of making videos. So I had my first, semi, legit channel that I still up, but I can't close it down because I don't remember the login. So therefore, it's going to have to stay up. So you're going to have to ignore that one. So that was my startup channel. But the one I started now that I'd still going strong even to this day, started September 5th, 2013. So that's why it's been 12 years and why I'm doing this 12-year anniversary special, the Q&A. I just thought, being a YouTuber is such a fun thing to do, whether you're getting paid for it or not, or whether you're famous or not. So I thought, why don't I try it too? And guess what? I made a lot of cool friends in the YouTube community and many different YouTube communities alone, like the NASCAR YouTube community and stuff like that. It's been a fun time. I wouldn't trade it for anything. And, as I've learned growing up, there is no age limit of being a YouTuber. There's people older than me, like in their 40s and 50s, that still do YouTubers, including people I know in real life. So I'll just keep doing YouTube until the day comes where I can't do it no more. One of my real life friends, who is also my neighbor and whose house I was at for his daughter's Mike Skinner 4th birthday party, as I'm recording this yesterday, but as you're seeing this, that upload will have been Monday, aka tomorrow, but because this will be uploaded on Tuesday, he asked me if you could pick anyone in history to interview, who would you pick and why? I had to take a little bit of time to think about this, and I pretty straightforward. The host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek. And you want to know why? It's because, one, as a Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy fan growing up, a super fan that watched it every day and night, including GSN reruns during the pre-2004 era of Game Show Network. He was my homeboy over Pat Sajak, and when he had the iconic puffy afro and the mustache when he was younger during the 1990s, before he eventually changed it up November 18, 2001, the middle of season 18, when he shaved the mustache. It was a dream to meet him as a little kid, but sadly I never got that chance growing up as a Jeopardy fan, even when I got older. So I would interview him and ask him, how does it feel that, one of your, long-time supporters like me has a number one boy best friend because he has the same birthday as you. He shares the same birthday as you, Caden Clapham, who goes to Avon High School, and I'm pretty sure he would be honored of that. And if I could go up to heaven and interview him and say, how does it feel, that his mother, Katie, was born the day after you went to heaven in 2020? And Katie herself said it was an honor to be compared to Alex Trebek with their son. And I think Alex would give the same answer to me too, concerning, those two. The mother-son duo means a lot to me because of him and how much he meant to me as a person, as well as a game show host, as well as, a Jeopardy super fan. So thanks for the question, Sean. And once again, thank you for having me for your daughter's birthday party again, and always being an open door kind of household. I was hopefully the next party will be the Christmas one we were supposed to have last year, and we can get redemption in that department as well. Last question. If you're not a successful creator, what would be your profession? If you can give us at least 3, that would be great. I will try my damnedest. I'm not promising anything. Before I answer that, I want to give a shout out to the person who asked this question, Dog Mentality, YouTube, or just Dog Mentality, basically. Thank you for the support. Now, to be fair, being a YouTuber and a TikToker, as far as, content creator on both platforms, is not what I do for a living. I just do it for fun, along with what I do for a living at ViaQuest. But if I wasn't a YouTube or TikTok content creator and didn't have the job I had at ViaQuest, I know you said 3, but I can't think of 3 at the top of my head, so I'm just going to answer 1. So if hopefully that's fine with you. I think I would be working at Dairy Grove. I'd be serving ice cream to, all my real life friends in Ridgeville that come get it, or just Ridgeville folks in general that I don't know, or at least I don't know yet, that I could meet and know in the future. So, because Dairy Grove is just such a positive, community in the city, and it's such a positive place to be, where you get to meet a lot of wholesome people, whether they work there or they're fellow customers like you and me. So that's what I would be doing. I would be serving people ice cream at Dairy Grove down the street from my house during the warm weather months when it's open. But of course, when it's winter time, season 5 of Winter Wonderland, for example, when it begins on December 1st, as well as, just winter overall, no matter what year it is closed for the season. So that's exactly what I would be doing for a living if not only I didn't have my current job at ViaQuest, but if also I wasn't a YouTuber and TikToker for fun to go with it. Bonus question, even though this is from 10 years ago, this should have been in the first Q&A that ended up not happening, so therefore 10 years later we're making up for it. My old neighbor, well, technically he's not my old neighbor, considering, that was just, by luck of the draw, because he and his brother gave me Live and La Vida Lab Rats when they lived behind me in 2015. Tyler Lasco, I don't even know if he still uses this channel. He asked me 10 years ago for the original Q&A that never unfortunately happened. How often do I record? And I can answer you, Tyler, and I hope you and Kyle are doing well, considering the both of you are now all grown up. Well, even to this day, I record almost every single day, if not every other day. So therefore, there are some mini breaks in between to avoid burnout. But other than that, I try to record ever so often, as in every day or every other day. But if you and Kyle are seeing this, I didn't forget about you guys. I hope you guys are doing well. And your dad drove me crazy, but as far as you two go, I miss you guys. But if not for meeting you guys through your dad being, my neighbor 10 years ago, I would not be the Live and La Vida Lab Rat that I was for 3 years. And all the other shows I picked up after that, starting in 2017-18, as part of the Butterfly Effect, never would have happened. Meaning, I would have never had all these connections with all these people from my favorite shows, or just famous people in general, that even ones that are not from TV, that are mutuals with the people I see on TV, let alone saw on TV. If anything, I wouldn't have connections with those people either, because I wouldn't have never connected with the people I saw on TV to begin with. So therefore, people who are not from shows that are friends with people from shows, I would not be friends with either. So you get the point. And just like that, the first ever Q&A is officially in the books here here on my channel and in production history. It took us 10 years to do it, but it was well worth the wait. I don't know when the next one's going to be, but all I know is it won't be for a while. Thank you guys for submitting your questions. Shout out to all of you. I will see you guys for the next video, whenever that may be, because as I'm recording this, it's Sunday. So by the time you're seeing this, the video that I recorded recorded on yesterday, Saturday, will be up tomorrow, Monday, as in, well, technically yesterday by the time this is up. So by the time you're seeing this, it'll be Tuesday. So have a good night tonight and a better day tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Good night. And I will see you all for that next video, whenever that may be. And here's to the next Ryan Newman 12 years here on YouTube, as long as nothing crazy or stupid happens to my channel. So see you later, everyone.